So, what'd you think of the Oscars?
Uh, you know, I felt they were a little slower and more boring than usual. What do you think?
I would agree. It seemed like it kind of dragged on more than normal.
Yeah, I mean, production values were. I mean, the Oscars I think are always kind of half boring at least.
Yeah.
But the production values were below average this year. It was just kind of was tough to get through. It ran over too.
It did. It's kind of just like they threw it together, and some actors dropped out at the last minute. And
oh yeah, like Martin Short or something was supposed to be in that opening thing, but it was.
But we got Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, I like him better anyway.
Yeah, he filled the part better. To be honest, I couldn't see anybody else but Neil Patrick Harris doing that part.
Yeah, it was a little weird number anyway.
Yeah, he would say that.
Fits Neil Patrick Harris a little more. He's the theater background.
Yeah.
But what do you think of the hosts, Alec Baldwin and Steve Martin?
You know, I always say I'm a big fan of Alec Baldwin, and I think both of them did a great job. You know, and they came out together. I mean, usually they don't. You know, two hosts together, you think, how's this going to turn out? But I think it went pretty well. They did a good job.
Yeah, they had some good moments. I guess they weren't in it as much. It was still slow, but they had some funny parts. Like I thought their spoof of Paranormal Activity was pretty funny.
It was good.
And they had some pretty decent parts, but the show still.
I would have liked to have seen them more. Like you said, they weren't out there very often, and I think Alec Baldwin is great. I think he's a great comedian. Like he does comedy very well, you know.
Yeah.
And I would have liked to see both of them out there more often than they were.
Yeah, I mean, I think that boredom extended to the actors there. Because everyone just looked like they didn't want to be there. They would cut the shots of people in the audience, and they just looked like depressed.
They cut to some actors
and
actresses, and they were just kind of staring blankly at the stage, kind of wishing, just hoping it would end. Kind of, the energy wasn't there. And it's kind of hard to get into the Oscars when even the actors and actresses don't even want to be there.
Yeah, I mean even. People that were nominated didn't look super excited.
Yeah, they just kind of stood up like, oh, it was me. Oh, okay. I don't know. There just should have been more energy into it,
Yeah, and they made some weird choices to change stuff up. Like instead of doing the original songs, they did that weird, like, interpretive dance stuff to the score, and I
do not know what that was. To be honest, I almost I stopped. I kind of blanked out at that part right there. I was just like, okay, this is whatever,
Just confused about why they would do that.
They didn't really need it.
It's weird.
And it wasn't necessarily that great, the interpretive dance,
No, it wasn't even that good of dancing.
It wasn't.
And it was just a bad idea. I'd rather just see everyone perform the songs.
Yeah.
Like normal.
To be honest, the part I liked the best, Ben Stiller.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what the show should have been. Was more of that. He came out. I think I laughed the hardest in the 2 minutes that he was up there telling a joke than I did the rest of the Oscars. And that's what it should have been. It should have been more of that, more of the energy, more of just more of what he put into it. And that honestly was the best part of the Oscars for me. Was that part? I was laughing nonstop for a while but that was it though. I mean, They didn't have anything else good to offer.
Ben Stiller always kind of goes all out with his appearances. Last year he was something. Oh, he came dressed as a Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, he knows how to deliver. Yeah. He knows how to deliver. So, what about the winners? What do you think of them?
Yeah, I mean, Avatar won fewer awards than I thought it would.
And you know what? I'm glad.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Avatar was a great movie. The technical aspects it accomplished were great. Like things like that have never been done before. It looked great, but story-wise, it's about as cliche as you can get.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
somebody has what they want. Let's destroy them. I mean, it's not a groundbreaking piece or anything. So, I mean, it's not like I wanted it to fail, but. I mean, some people were upset that it didn't win more or didn't win the Best Motion Picture, but I'm glad it didn't, though, because it shouldn't have,
Yeah, it just won a couple of tech awards, like Best Visual Effects, Best Art Direction, and Best Cinematography.
Yeah, which it should. Like I said, it looked great,
all those things,
but it wasn't the best film that was there.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that Hurt Locker even took some stuff like best editing that I didn't think it would get.
Hurt Locker cleaned house, and
really did.
And to be honest, I am glad of. I've seen it twice, and it is an excellent movie.
Yeah, I think Hurt Locker is a lot of years. I'm kind of like, this movie just shouldn't win. Like No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, No Country for Old Men. It wasn't bad, but
wasn't Best Picture.
Wasn't Best Picture material. Which brings me to the next point. 10 movie nominations, I think, is a good idea.
I like that. I was not sure how that would turn out, but I mean, they did actually. I was upset that Star Trek didn't get nominated, but I think it was between District 9 and Star Trek, and they gave District 9.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't going to nominate
both
two
equally
sci-fi
excellent movies.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
But yeah, the raising the cap to 10, I think, was a great idea. It does get more movies, because there are many years that movies get cut out that you feel should definitely be in there.
And it allows some more mainstream stuff to get in there. I mean, there are movies that will never win. I mean, District 9 wasn't going to win. But it's just nice that it gets a nomination.
Exactly. And like Up, you know.
And Up, yeah, wasn't going to win. But
wasn't going to win, but the fact that it was in there and they announced it was good.
Yeah, it was cool to see. District 9, Up, you know, The Blind Side was actually surprisingly good, and I'm glad that got a nomination.
Yeah. And then there's Catherine Bigelow. She did it.
She's it was cool that she's the first woman director to win Best Director.
Yeah.
And she definitely deserved it.
Yeah, she did. You know, The Hurt Locker was a great movie, and she did an excellent job on it. And the script was great, the acting was great, directing was great. It was just all around good movie, which is why I'm glad it won.
Yeah,
you know?
It won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Script, Best Editing, like a lot of stuff. None of the acting awards though. But you know what's strange too is that, or funny, is that Catherine Bigelow is James Cameron's ex-wife.
Sitting right next to each other, no less. You know?
Yeah, so it's funny that they were. I don't know if they still get along. I imagine they might. But it's just funny that him and his ex-wife were competing for Best Director.
King of the world. And he looked a little disappointed, but I mean, what did he expect? I mean, he's
pretty arrogant.
He put a lot of time.
He probably expected to win.
Yeah, he is very arrogant, and he did put a lot of time and a lot of money into his movie. But let's be honest. Like I said, the story's cliche. It's just it wasn't good enough to win. And I think he thinks it should have. He thinks it's the greatest movie known to man, probably. But I'm glad The Hurt Locker won. That is one movie that definitely deserved it.
Yeah, that was. I mean, we saw that in theaters back when it was in the fall.
It first came out.
Yeah, and I'm glad that was kind of hard to track down because it had a very limited release. But I'm glad we found it. Took the time to find it in the theaters.
Yeah. So overall, Oscars kind of shaky a little bit. Like you said, production value is not so great. The actors and actresses weren't as into it. You know, some of the changes they made, the interpretive dance, wasn't really feeling it.
But some good things. I like the 10 nominations.
Yeah, the 10 nominations. The Hurt Locker winning. There were some milestones in this Oscars, even though it wasn't
not fun to watch, but fun to read the results the next day.
Yeah.
Maybe more of that. Yeah.
All right. Deal me in another hand, buddy.
Okay.